Hello. Today I am eating a dish called mian. I think I might have done this on this channel before, but I don't remember. I've started to kind of run into the dilemma that I don't remember all the things that I've done on the channel, so I think I'm just gonna feature whatever food I happen to be eating, and if it's a repeat, then it's a repeat, and hopefully I talk about different things, or hopefully it's still interesting. Um, I also need to fix this lighting, but I'll figure that out later. This video will have to make do with what we got. My new apartment, the lighting's a little strange. So this is a typical kind of street food throughout all over China, but especially in the north of China, called mian. Kao means like roasted or grilled. It basically means cooked in multiple different ways. And mian is lung means cold, and mian is noodles. And mian is a different dish. I'll need to get that on. I don't think I've done that on the channel. I should get that sometime. It's a kind of a cold noodle soup. And the noodles for mian come in these sheets. And when you put them in the water, you can kind of see here, when the light shines on it, you can see the noodles are like striations through there. It comes in these sheets, you soak them in the water, and they come apart and turn into noodles. And that's quite a popular dish, especially in this area of northern China and also in Korea. But some guy had the bright idea to just grill up the sheets of noodles without actually cooking them in, like, soaking them in the water, and like making the cold noodle dish. So they're still called cold noodles, but they're then called kao, or cooked cold noodles, basically, or grilled cold noodles. They're typically cooked on a large, like, iron griddle. The most common place that you get them is like little street stalls. So it'll just be like a little food truck that just has like an iron griddle, and they've got a bunch of stuff they can throw in. The main thing is these noodle sheets. I got a whole. So this is quite a big serving of it. You don't usually get quite so much. I got a whole bunch of stuff in this. So I'll go through some of the stuff I got. These little things are called my mind just blanked. Well, I'll come back to that later. I forgot what that one's going. My mind just went blank on that one. This is some like fried chicken strips. Are called jiliu. Liu just means a long, thin thing. And it's like just some, battered fried chicken strips that they then throw in. This also has two kinds of sausage in it. This one is called Suigu chang, which is Cui means like crispy, and gu is bone. But what it actually means is like tendon and sinew. And then this is a kind of sausage that's like ground up bits of that. I think it also has some meat in it. I'm not really sure. It's a little bit. It's a common kind of sausage you can get here. Similar to like a hot dog. And then the other one that they've got is actually cut up hot dog. Like, this is actually a hot dog. Which in Chinese is the same. So ru means hot and go means dog, and it's just called rugo chang. So hot dog sausage. So this is a bit of rugochang. So I got two kinds of sausage. The chicken strips. This is called latiao. I forgot a minute ago. My mind blanked on it. There is another word for it that I'm not remembering for this specific kind. So this is a type of latiao. There's a whole bunch of latiao is like a kind of a preserved tofu kind of thing. I think it's all. Well, some of it might not be made from tofu. I'm not sure, but it's often similar in consistency to kind of jerky or fruit leather. This kind is quite a bit softer than a lot of it, but it's kind of a dried out tofu kind of thing that has a bit of a chew, and then it's soaked in some kind of flavored oil usually. And so when they're making the kalangmian, they use a sauce. It's usually like a savory, like sweet and sour kind of sauce. It's usually a bit salty as well. And spicy. It's got all kinds of flavor. It's very flavorful sauce. And they put these noodles out on the griddle with some sauce on it. And then once they're starting to cook, they start cutting up all these other bits and grilling those off. And then they basically just chop it all up and kind of mix it all together. And you end up with this kind of chopped up, mixed up thing. Some places, when they serve it, they actually just roll it up in the noodle sheets and then chop it. And you get like kind of rolls of stuff. The more common way, that's a fairly uncommon way. The more common way is it's just like chopped up loose and then thrown into a to-go container or some kind of bowl. Some people do make this at home. So like, it can be a homemade dish, but generally it's more of a street food. I got it from a little shop. I'm not actually sure if the shop I got it from is a stall or a real shop. I suspect it might be an actual small little shop, but I'm not certain. So there are little small shops that do it, like to-go shops and stuff. But then also there's a lot of just street stalls that do it. And then they usually put like some chopped up onion, some cilantro. Cilantro is quite common. Onion is a little less common, but it's fairly common. I am not really seeing onion in this. There might be a few little small bits of it in here. Oh yeah, there's a little bit, but it's chopped up very small and like hardly noticeable. I don't think I got any other stuff in this. The main thing is just the sauce. You can see on the noodles like that. Oh, egg. It's got egg in it. Jidan. The reason I forgot about the egg is cooked onto the noodle. So if we pull up this bit, you can see this here is egg. So basically they'll crack the egg open onto the griddle and then put the noodles on top of the egg. And then once the egg's cooked, they flip it over and cook the other side of the noodles. There's an interesting trend with this kind of thing where because it's a street food, they don't want to give you chopsticks. So it's always served with these little skewer things. So these aren't actually chopsticks. You can use them like chopsticks. So some people eat them with these like chopsticks. I've been kind of holding them split apart like a fork almost. So I've been using it more rather than like chopsticking. I just stab with the point end. Some people just use one and stab and eat it. There's not really a conventional way to use these things. They're not really, but this is the standard utensil you get with kalangmian. rather than, say, a fork or chopsticks or any other kind of utensil. But so like I kind of use it like a fork, like you would a fork. So I just hold it like this and then just stab stuff, which is an easy way to kind of pick up pieces. I find that it's easier to control than trying to use just one. If you use one, the stuff will like spin around on it, but if you use two, you have more control over it. This is very much a like late night out drinking on the street kind of like stop and get some junk food kind of dish. I quite like it, so sometimes I'll just get it for lunch or for dinner as well as a takeout thing. It's considered quite unhealthy by Chinese people. I don't actually think it's that unhealthy. It's a bit oily. But like the sausages that are in it are probably pretty like bad quality and whatever. But the sauce is just, like a little bit of like hot sauce and a little bit of vinegar and a little bit of soy sauce and like, it's not stuff the sauces aren't stuff that's bad for you. And the noodles aren't bad for you at all. So like, I don't actually think it's as unhealthy as a lot of Chinese people think this is really unhealthy. And I think that comes from the fact that it's just a street food. But I don't think it's as unhealthy as a lot of Chinese people think. I also got a couple other. This place also has a type of food called jiachuar. So jia means deep fried, and chuar is stuff on a stick. So the standard way of cooking chuar, stuff on a stick, is over a grill. I think I did a video with some chuar in the past. But there's another way to do it where you put the stuff on a stick and then you dip it in hot oil and deep fry it. And so this is jiachuar. This is cooked that way. And then usually when it's pulled out, so the kind that you cook over a grill, as you're grilling it, you kind of put seasoning on it. This kind, you fry it and pull it out and shake the seasoning on top. So you can see they've kind of put seasoning on it. I already got some potatoes and a hot dog. When they do the hot dog this way, they cut slices into the side of it just to give a little more surface area to fry up and collect some of the seasonings. So, like you can see, it like kind of splits out and flours out. This is why I think this place is probably actually a little shop, because this is less common as a street stall kind of thing. Some places have it. It's possible that it could be a street stall, but it's more common that this is done in a shop. So I got some potato pieces, tudo piar, and then this is just another hot dog, rugo chang. So that's my kalong mian and a little. I didn't get a full serving of the jiachuar, just like a couple little pieces as a side dish. I just wanted a couple potatoes, basically. So a little bit of jiachuar. I'll do another episode maybe where I get like a full meal of jiachuar. That's pretty good. I quite like that. So I got a little bit of jiachuar, a little bit of kalong mian. Actually, a lot of bit of kalong mian. And thanks for watching.